All right, what's going on, Bulls Nation? So with our recent loss, we are 0-16 against top teams in the NBA. The big question is, are the Bulls pretenders? So let's take a look and discuss this right after this.
Get the lowdown on one of the most iconic basketball teams in the world. You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation.
All right, Bulls Nation. So the Bulls have lost. It's no secret. We are the biggest pretenders in the eyes of basketball fans right now because we were really hot. We were number one seed, and then all of a sudden the schedule became tight. And let's be honest here, we could not beat good teams. It's just plain and simple. That is the narrative for the Chicago Bulls right now, is that we can only beat the teams that are bad. Not only are we getting beat by top quality teams, we're getting beat badly, as in, multiple points and all that stuff, like blowout losses. And in reality, we haven't beaten them. That is just, plain and simple reality right there. Now, does that make us pretenders? I mean, when we say pretenders, that means we're not true contenders, right? And maybe it is. Maybe if that's your definition, then yes, we are pretenders. We are not the favorites to win the NBA title. Does that mean we can't win the NBA title this year? I don't think so. And call me optimistic as all you want, a blind fan for all that matter. I still think we always have a puncher's chance. All we need to do right now is get into the playoffs. We should get the home court advantage. It would tremendously help our cause. But if we don't, as long as we don't fall into the play-in tournament, because the Bulls can lose anytime, with any team right now. We could lose to the Hawks, but we could also beat, I feel at least, we can also beat the Heat and the Nets and all those good teams. And I know we haven't this season, but with the personnel that we do have, a playoff series, don't tell me we can't. We're going to be swept by those teams. At some point, we're going to have to do adjustments, right? And maybe a series would bring out the best with this Bulls team. And what is the difference between this Bulls team and, let's say, the Jimmy Butler team? The one that the last time we went to the playoffs. I firmly believe we do have the roster to make a run for it. That is the difference between this and the Jimmy Butler-led team. We, as much as we like Butler with his hustle and all that stuff, he was not an offensive threat when he was with the Bulls. He was more of a number two guy. And even you can make an argument now that he's still a number two guy. That's why I'm not completely sold on the Heat. With the Bulls currently constructed, we have three good guys that could, put the ball in the basket. The biggest problem we do have, if you look at the stats from all the teams that have beaten us, it's the turnovers. It's extremely high. And also fast break points are not there. Why? Because good teams typically stop fast breaks. That's why they're good teams. I still believe that we can make adjustments come playoff time. And I could be wrong. We could completely be swept here. It's just I'm basing it off the current construction of the team, especially, I don't want to put all of these on Lonzo's shoulder, because Lonzo is not a save. He's not like LeBron who's going to save the day, or Michael Jordan. But he solves a lot of problems. That's the reason why we paid him $18 million. And those people who are saying, oh, we got Ayo, we got to trade Lonzo now, you see now why we need Lonzo. Lonzo is a big guard who can control the pace. And Ayo, again, I'm going to say this again, has done admirably in his tenure here, filling out for Lonzo. And he is the future of this Bulls team. But right now, we need somebody who could control the ball. He has a high basketball IQ. And can create from himself and also for the others. And I think that's what Lonzo brings to the table here. And again, even without Lonzo, let's say he's not coming back, right? I still feel we have the personnel to beat these teams. There is no clear-cut favorite right now in the NBA. We can say the Phoenix Suns, perhaps, but even them, this is not what 2017, where we already know before the season began that the Golden State Warriors are gonna win the championship, or a certain team would clearly win the championship. I don't think that's the case this year. Anything could happen. And with that being said, yes, you can make an argument that DeMar isn't an elite player, sort of like Durant or Giannis. And throughout his career, I would agree with you on that. DeMar is a higher tiered all-star. He's not a megastar or a superstar. But this year alone, he's playing like one. He is playing like one. And I think that gives us a higher ceiling than most teams, because we have that one guy, at least for this season, that is playing at that level. I don't know about next season, but right now he's playing like a superstar. And we also got Zach LaVine. We have good depth. It's just that it hasn't come together on a good team. Will it ever be? Who knows, right? Who knows? But I still have full confidence in this team. All we got to do now is hopefully grab the 4th seed. And with all these, right? With all these that we're losing to good teams and all that stuff, we're still, 3 games away from being the 2nd seed. So what do you say about teams like Philadelphia, who's the 2nd seed, or Milwaukee, who is only ahead of us by a couple of games? Because they also lost to the bad teams. Yes, maybe they have beaten teams that are in the top 3. What does that mean? That they're inconsistent? That they would lose to the bad teams, or they would play down to the level of competition? Is that what would you tell them? Because their record is not far off from us. At least we are consistent. We're only losing to the good teams. And I feel like with certain adjustments, we could solve that. We have the personnel. You know what? We can make an argument here that we need somebody, toughness inside. We got Tristan Thompson, we got rim protection. There's nothing else we could do. You can't do trades anymore. There's no more buyout. We can only sign guards or anyone in the free agent market, which is what kind of player are you going to get at this point? Darren Collison maybe. But until Lonzo comes back, I don't know. Personnel wise, I think we're okay. It's the scheme, the X's and O's that are separating us from the good teams. But as far as players, personnel, I think we have it. I think we can beat those guys. I really do. It's a matter of coaching. Billy Donovan is a little bit stubborn at times, and all that. If we can make that adjustment in a 7-game series, I think we stand a chance on any team out there. That's why I'm not giving up on the Bulls as of yet. Up until I see them in the playoffs getting swept, I always feel like we have a puncher's chance. We are a dangerous team. Yes, look at Boston. They were struggling at the beginning of the year, and look at them now, streaking. Because they do have the personnel. They do have the 2 J's with Marcus Smart, and it's just a matter of time. I think it's just a matter of time till the Bulls comes back to what we saw them, in the beginning of the year, which is, these guys who hustled, and we kind of lost that identity. But once they're playing more together now, especially when they get Lonzo back, hopefully soon, I think we're going to see the full potential of this Bulls, because we haven't seen them almost all year. But thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you like this video. Consider subbing to the channel if you haven't done so, because 90% of you guys are not sub. If you're a Bulls fan, I would really appreciate that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.